All right, Suzanne, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to highlight three major things that I see. It includes your body position, which means your hips in your alignment, which I'll highlight. Also, the need for the early vertical forearm catch. And last, the importance of driving your hips. So let's talk about your alignment, especially when you come up to breathe. I'm going to go ahead and slow it down here. I want you to look at how you overextend your neck and your head. Here we go. You're going to look straight up to the sky, yet your chest is facing to the side of the pool. So what you want to do is keep your sternum, your chest in perfect alignment with your nose. Wherever your nose is, that's where your chest is facing. All right, that's going to be really important. Here you go. You're looking up again, eyes to the sky, that your chest is facing the side of the pool. So you can imagine in a long open water swim how much drag you're creating every time you go up to breathe. So that's going to be really important. Now I want to focus on your catch and how you are keeping your arms straight. Look, here we go. Your right arm enters, it's straight. I'm going to slow it down. Left arm enters straight, right arm enters straight. Here we go with your left arm. You should be bending right now with that early vertical forearm catch and thrusting yourself forward. Using those lats, those bigger muscles, but really what you're depending on is your small tendons in your shoulders. Here we go again. You should be bending right now, using your lats, those big muscles, but you're relying on those small shoulder muscles. And so going back to the alignment issue, I think looking at yourself from the front, you're going to kind of see what I'm talking about maybe a little bit better. I'll slow it down here in a couple of seconds. You'll see how you're over rotating your neck and your head. Here we go. You're going to go ahead and go for breath right now. As we slow down, you're looking straight up and look at your chest. Hopefully that gives you a better perspective of what I am talking about. And now as we go to the side view, the second part of the body position, we already highlighted your alignment, and here we go down to your hips. This is probably the biggest thing that's costing you critical minutes on a 70.3 or 2.4 mile swim. How below the water your hips are. What this means is that you're not engaging your core. You should be sucking in that belly button, touching your spine, and swimming downhill. Swimming downhill means that your hips are on top of the water, leaving the rest of your upper body, your torso, thrusting, propelling you forward so that you can accelerate through the water. Now, as you come back right here, I want you to look at when you kick. Even when you kick, you can see how much water there is separating your legs from the surface of the water. So ideally, again, your hips would be on top. That would also push your legs more on top of the water, creating less drag. Also, on a side note, when you're looking at your kick, I want you to notice how you should be driving those hips. Every time your right arm enters, you drive your right hips. Left arm enters, drive your left hips. Right arm enters, drive your right hips. Right? So you really have to start using your entire body when you swim rather than just relying on your upper body. And so you can see with your kick how you are depending on really kicking from the knee down a lot of times. And you're minimally using your hip flexors and glutes. Ideally, you would be whipping your legs down every time you kick. If you start with your glutes and your hip flexors, it's easier to use your hips and drive them forward each time your arm enters into the water. A couple of the other minor things that really aren't costing you minutes, but things you can just kind of think about. Look at sometimes how you point your toes down. Again, creates drag. You want to have your toes pointing right straight behind you. And as especially your left arm, every time your left arm enters, you really dagger down. You want to really enter in on top of the water. So that's going to mean that you're going to have to really focus on shoulder flexibility during the off season. So during the off season, if you can really focus on your core, engaging your core every time you're swimming, making those adjustments with the early vertical forearm catch, all of these things will make you more hydrodynamic so that you're able to really accelerate through the water and make it easier on you. Because right now, you're really carrying an anchor with those dropped hips, dropped legs. So instead of carrying an anchor, you're going to be on top of the water, really accelerating every time you drive your hips. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Overall, your technique looks good. It's really not bad. but I definitely want to see some improvement. So I hope this helps. All right.